remember when I tried to grow a beard thinking it would say, "Distinguished gentlemen." Instead, it turns out that it says, "Hello, sir, are you here for the seniors discount?" Two bees are flying along and they ran into each other. The first bee asked the other how things were going. "Really bad," said the second bee. "The weather's been really wet and damp and there aren't any flowers or pollen, so I can't make any honey." "No problem," said the first bee. "Just fly down 2 blocks and turn left. Keep going until you see all of the cars. There's a bar mitzvah going on in there and all kinds of fresh flowers and fruit." "Wow, thanks for the tip," said the second bee, and he flew away. A few hours later, the two bees ran into each other again. The first bee asked, "So, how did it go?" "Great," said the second bee. "It was everything you said it would be." What's that thing on your head?" asked the first bee. "Oh, that's my yarmulke," said the second bee. "I didn't want him to think I was a wasp."
The Tony Tunes Weekly Words of Wisdom.
Pre-tired. The state of succumbing to tiredness or exhaustion after thinking about everything you have to do but before actually starting any of it. Bedgasm. The feeling of complete euphoria when climbing into bed with some cold, crisp sheets at the end of a very long day. Bay. A Danish word for poop. Also used by people on the internet who think it means baby or sweetie. Husband. "Do you want to play Lion Tamer?" Wife. "What's Lion Tamer?" Husband. "It's when you get on all fours and I put my head in your mouth." Oh! I got a call from a telemarketer the other day and he said he couldn't understand me, so I told him to press 1 for English.
If you smell!
A work friend of mine decided to join a nudist colony in Europe. He said the first few days were the hardest.
What you talking about, Willis?
"The last time that I was inside of a woman was when I visited the Statue of Liberty. A kid is playing video games in his room, minding his own business, when his mother walks in. 'Honey, put the game down and come meet my new boyfriend. I'm kind of busy right now, Mom. Can you bring him in here instead?' So a minute or so later, her boyfriend walks in. 'Hey, champ, how you doing?' The kid ignores him. 'Oh, you don't like champ, huh? That's fine. How about Blue Dragon 72? The kid turns his head quickly. 'I haven't used that name since I was 10. He then realized, "It can't be." The boyfriend replies, "I told you I was going to bang your mom one day.
If you smell!
I used to think I was lonely because I had no women, until I met a man who had no hands. Why did God give black guys big dicks? 'Cause he felt bad for putting pubes on their heads." I just want to take a moment here to thank you so very much for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell too, so you can be notified about my new content, which I release twice a week. Thanks again, and back to the show. The Tony Tunes True or False game. Today is your birthday. False. Today is the anniversary of your birth. Star Wars seems pretty futuristic, right? False. Star Wars takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Complex passwords are the best practice. False. Two-factor authentication is. Love is all you need. False. You need food and water. My mother used to make me walk the plank when I was younger, because we couldn't afford a dog. An older woman, well past childbearing years, went to a walk-in clinic where she was seen by a young, new doctor. After about 3 minutes in the exam room, the doctor told her she was pregnant. She burst out the door screaming as she ran down the hall. An older doctor stopped her and asked her what the problem was, and she told him what had happened. After hearing her out, he sat her down in another exam room and he marched right back to where the first doctor was and demanded, "What's the matter with you? The lady's over 65 years old. She has 4 grown children and several grandchildren, and you told her she was pregnant?" The young doctor continued to write on his clipboard and he looked up and asked, Does she still have the hiccups? You know, I gave it some thought, and I think that Magic Johnson wasted the world's absolute best porn name on playing basketball. And he still would have been able to get the AIDS, too. Ah, anger. The only feeling that makes your mouth work faster than your mind. Why don't the enemies of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just flip them on their backs? Decisions. Like, at what age is it appropriate to tell my dog that he's adopted? Isn't it funny how we were all pretty much raised not to give in to peer pressure of taking experimental drugs? But then all of society was literally peer pressured into taking experimental drugs?
No.
A girlfriend of mine just got a new job at the zoo circumcising the elephants. She says the pay isn't great, but the tips are huge. Most men approve of premarital sex until their daughter is born. If a professional piano player is a pianist, is a professional race car driver a racist? And what about people who make rap music? They say that a PC user keeps a screwdriver and pliers right next to his keyboard, while a Mac user keeps a glass of wine. Well, that makes sense, because when your Mac malfunctions, all you can do is sit there and get drunk. My sister-in-law visited us the other day in her brand new Porsche. Astonished, my wife asks her, "How could you afford this?" The sister replies, "You know, a blowjob every now and again makes my husband Derek very generous." Surprised, my wife turned to me and winked. "I think I'll start doing that." "Me too," I replied, turning to my sister-in-law. "What's Derek's number again?" I don't care what you think you're good at. There's a 7-year-old kid on YouTube doing it better. The 7 ages of men. Spills, drills, thrills, bills, ills, pills, and wills. Isn't it funny that when you walk into a spider web, you demolish their home and misplace their dinner, yet you still feel like the victim? I remember my first time ever buying a condom at a pharmacy near my house. I guess I was about 14 or 15 years old. The hot cashier at the counter could see that I was very new at this, and she gave me the package asking if I knew how to use one. I said, "No, it's my first time." So she took one out, put it on her thumb, and told me to make sure it was on nice and tight. I can tell that I still looked confused. So she looked around the store to see if it was empty, and it was. "Just a minute," she said, and she locked the door. She led me to the back room, took off her shirt, and asked, "You like these?" I was totally speechless, not believing that this was happening, and I could only nod my head yes. She said to put the condom on, and as I was putting it on, she dropped her skirt, removed her panties, and she laid down on the lunch table. "Come on," she said, "we don't have much time." So I climbed on top of her. It was so amazing that I couldn't hold back, and kapow! I was done in like 2 minutes. She looked at me all concerned and asked, "Did you put the condom on?" I held up my thumb to show her and said, "Sure did."